What's good, YouTube? Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Rolo back with another video, another banger for y'all head tops here. And after the weekend of boxing, what a beautiful weekend of boxing we had. And I want to talk about T.O. and Shakur. There's a lot of boxing shit to talk about. You could talk about the dude losing his toupee. You know what I'm saying? You like that was hilarious. But let's talk about T.O. female versus Shakur fast. All right, this is gonna be a quick video. This is a quick breakdown of what I think about a fighter like Shakur, who has been my favorite fighter for the last 5 years. You can ask anybody. You can go check my post on all social medias. That's always been my guy. Since I first seen him on ESPN, I watched him fight. Who did I watch him fight? Was that, let me see, was that Dos Santos? Yeah, I think I watched Dos Santos. And that's when I started becoming a true fan. I seen him a lot more. I seen him against that Japanese guy, and then I seen him against Oscar Valdez. But I just figured that was there's a guy who gonna come up eventually. But when after I seen him against Dos Santos, I was like, okay, he got something going on, right? So a lot of people call him boring, but I don't think he's boring though. I think he's very defensive, and I think he want to go out on his own terms. As many boxers do not get the chance to do so. You see what Muhammad went through. Muhammad was shaking like crazy. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys like George Foreman and you know what I'm saying? Guys, look at Mike Tyson. You guys don't go in like they come out. You know what I'm saying? Not don't come out like they go in usually. So now in this day and age, 2026, it's more about uh, making sure that you come out as you went in. So a lot of guys are very conservative, but I think that we as fans are always been spoiled by a knockout. Like every fight, even in street fights, bro, it be dudes fighting for 3 minutes straight with no gloves on or nothing, no knockout. You know what I'm saying? So we are spoiled as a fans of boxing to be witness these great knockouts. You know what I'm saying? So and then we so naive to think that a 140 pounder would have possessed the power to knock anybody out with any size glove. Those like that Javante take type power in a 140 guy is just one of a kind. It's like a one off. Like everybody don't have that. Javante is that bad kid in the hood that was running around with no shirt on, just whooping dudes. Bigger than him, smaller than him, don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So let's get right into it. Who can? Well, first I'm gonna talk about T.O. T.O. I don't know why he accepted this fight because he's a guy who comes out and fights awkwardly. So he might come here, he might come here, he might be here, like that. And a defensive fighter, a counter puncher, is a worst nightmare for a guy like this who is majority of the time his hands gonna be down, and he gonna majority of the time, at least 60% of the time, he gonna overreach. You know what I'm saying? Like you can go down the whole list. He not defensive. So if Shakur to stiffen up that jab like he did tonight, like he did not tonight, but the other night, it could be devastating for him. Okay, so I from the jump I didn't know why he took this fight. He was a underdog clearly, right? But what's next for T.O.? T.O. cannot be continuing to be a fucking punching bag for guys, for bigger name guys like T.O. Let's talk about T.O. Right? T.O. is a great fighter. So I don't want him to hold his head down here for this loss. This loss was pretty good. It's crazy. Like a loss could be good, but it's good for your resume for sure. Because honestly, he fought. The last name that I feel like he fought, in my opinion, as a boxing fan, would have been Lomachenko. That was a while ago, right? These other names were good, decent names, contenders nonetheless. Like I always say about Mike Tyson, you only fight who they put in front of you and who are the contenders, right? But for T.O., he should not hold his head here. Okay, I honestly would have not liked him to take this fight. Okay, this fight was okay. You know how they say styles make fights, and this was that style that did not go well with his awkward style. He's awkward. He might be here, then he might be here, then he might be here, then he might be. You know what I'm saying? He's awkward. I'm saying, and against a fighter who's patient as Shakur and is as defensive as Shakur and does not throw a million punches, but would rather throw the precise one. Okay, that's not the fight that you want to take. He's going to beat you 10 times out of 10, and it ain't because your skills aren't good. It's because styles make fights. So for T.O., I want him to go back to the drawing board. For one, I would love to see his father get the hell out of his corner and stop training T.O. because his advice in the corner was terrible. Terrible, man. Like, who, like, did he read a boxing book for dummies? Like, he was just like, you gotta punch back. You gotta punch him. Duh, this is a boxing fight. We understand that, right? So you need like real training, bro. You need like a dude who really gonna give you like you, and you gotta, I wouldn't say lose your awkward style, because Maidana made it work. That little awkward, man, Maidana's style was so awkward, and it felt like at any moment he can get you. He can land one at any moment from any angle. I don't know if y'all remember Maidana. I think Maidana might have retired. I don't know. But Marcus Maidana used to throw this hit over top like a hook shot and knock dudes out. So that awkward style is good. But against, like, even Maidana ran into some guys, against some defensive guys, and got embarrassed. And literally embarrassed. But then when he fight guys like Broner, who's not really technical but got a lot of pop and a lot of, well, I'd say Broner got a lot of pop, and he had decent power behind that pop. So when he started fighting guys like that awkward shit worked because they're not defensive. They don't see it coming. They don't see it. It's always the punch that you don't see coming that hurts you the most. That's a boxing thing. We all know that, right? So for T.O., I would love to see him continue to fight some bigger names. Maybe Rolly. Him and Rolly can get it on. That'd be good. I don't know if he beats Rolly, because Rolly has a high volume output sometimes, and I love Rolly because he has a lot of pop. I don't care what nobody says. Yeah, he got beat up by a 40-year-old, but at the same time, he does have a lot of pop. Rolly has a lot of pop, and he's a formidable opponent, very formidable. His best win was against Ryan, boy. Like, if you watch that fight against Ryan, he was just amazing. Okay. So that's what I'm saying for T.O. T.O. got to find somebody who he can match up, who his awkward style can match up good against. I'm trying to think about a guy like Shakur might be fighting Roach, so Roach might be off the table. Roach are gonna go for that big payday because he didn't get the rematch with Tank, who was in jail right now. So he's gonna go for he probably push heavy for Shakur. But also, Conor Benn is an option as well. So, for Shakur. For T.O. next, I'm thinking, if not Roach, because I think that his style, Roach is not defensive, but with Roach, he has so much fucking heart and so much power. He got a lot of power. Like, pop and power is different. Like, I want to explain that to y'all. Pop and power, to me, as a fan, is different. Power is just straight on, If he catch, like Deontay Wilder, perfect example. If he catch you at one, you're done. No matter if he clip you, if he graze you, if he remotely catches you clean enough, you are going to get knocked out. Pop is just like every time you're gonna feel it. So you're gonna feel it every time from any punch. The jab gonna hit you hard. Like, the dude got that much pop. Like, I think Rolly got that much pop. Like, his jab look like it hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, every punch has that effectiveness. Whereas with power, like I said, you might have power in that one punch. Like, a perfect right might knock a nigga senseless, but your jab don't got shit on the back end. That's what a difference between pop and punch. So I think that Rolly has a lot of pop. T.O. has a lot of power. Like, for his size, he 140. So y'all can see the difference from that. T.O. land a good punch, a good little right hook maybe, you're gone. But his jab ain't got shit behind it. Same with Shakur. Shakur don't have a ton of power, but he got a lot of pop. He got a lot of pop. Like, his jab looked like it hurt. you know what I'm saying? His hook is coming in hard. His uppercut is coming in hard. He got a lot of pop on everything. Everything got pop. You know what I'm saying? So, not a lot of power behind it, but it's got pop. Okay. So, like I said, for T.O., I hope that he chooses his next opponent wisely so that he can build confidence and go in there with his chest held high, because that's the type of T.O. that I would like to see continue fighting. I don't want to see the sad-ass, depressed-ass T.O. I like when T.O. come out dancing. I like that because I like T.O. T.O., we need him for boxing. He's needed for boxing for sure. He sells good fights. He does good business. Like, we need him for boxing. So, T.O., hold your head, bro. It's going to be okay. You're going to get back on track. You're not bad by any means. You're good. What's next for Shakur? Okay, he beat T.O., as y'all see on the screen. He beat T.O. in impressive fashion, okay? In my opinion, they said T.O. won 2 rounds. I didn't see it, but he won 2 rounds apparently. It was a shutout in my opinion, right? Beautiful masterclass by a great fighter who, in my opinion, won't be losing no time soon. What's next for Shakur? They saying Frank Roach. Frank Roach will get beat by Shakur. Because, and this is my theory, Frank Roach is not the guy to beat Shakur because Frank Roach, yes, he has a lot of heart and a good enough amount of power. Power does not beat Shakur. And I think it's going to have to be a guy who's technically, he's just technically sound, but with some pop. I'm seeing like, you know what I'm saying? It's going to have to be like, you know how Terrence is technically sound and he got a lot of pop, plus he got power. Yeah, that might be the one that beat him, right? But I don't see no guy like Terrence out here floating around at 140. I don't see it. Maybe you can comment in the bottom and tell me who's close enough to Terrence to beat Shakur at 140. If Terrence don't come down to 147, if they don't just randomly start beefing about some dumbass shit and then they start fighting, they go down to 140, 147, I don't think Bud even want to touch those numbers no more, though. Honestly, after going up to 160, 160 might be his natural weight. You know what I'm saying? Like 160 for me, I'm like 180. I'm like 170. And I could just imagine 160 is like my natural weight. You know what I'm saying? But I like to sit at 170 because it's just, I play football too, so I got to have some weight behind this. But at 160 for Bud, that's perfect for him because he'll beat everybody at 160. Everyone. Twice on it. He beat Canelo handedly. So you already know he beat everybody at that weight. But at 140, what's next for Shakur? I'm thinking like they saying Frank Roach. But again, I think Shakur beats Frank Roach. And it's going to, again, y'all going to have to watch 12 rounds of championship boxing. I'm sorry. Okay, but he beats Frank Roach in decision. Okay, Conor Benn says he wants some, but Conor Benn talking about going up to middleweight. He's tripping. Again, as I keep reiterating on these videos, you get more weight you start putting on these levels of classes, the more power these guys got. And enough power could neglect your defensiveness. Like if you at heavy and you just straight defensively, you're going to get beat. At heavy, you got to have power, you got to have speed, you got to have footwork. You got to be basically at heavy, bro. You got to be usage. Usage got every single thing. Speed, power, defense, IQ, ring generalship. Like, technicality to his game is crazy. Usage got the crazy jab. You know what I'm saying? And at that heavy, the jab is a weapon at that weight, bro. At heavy, a jab is a weapon. And Shakur at 140 is using a jab as the same thing as a heavyweight would be using it as. Okay? You got to remember, in boxing, the only punch, in my opinion, in boxing that matters, even remotely, is a good jab. A jab could set up, it's just like in football. A good jab is a good run game. A good jab is a good run game. That is a good analogy for a jab. A good jab is a good run game in the NFL. You know how important a good run game is in the NFL? A good jab is a good run game because the jab is setting you up. Look, I'm throwing and then there's feint, uppercut. Uppercut off that. And you could jab, put that jab up high, and then hook off that. Man, that jab is a weapon, and if you know how to use it, and if you dedicate your time to learn how to use jab as a boxer, you'll be amazing. Because again, a jab is a great run game. A jab is a great pick and roll in basketball. That's a jab because it's gonna set up your whole offense, and these teams and these players and these guys who box that have good offenses always have a good jab. So again, T.O.'s awkward style is not going to bode well against a guy with a decent jab, but it's a great one like Shakur got. But again, what's next for Shakur? I think that if it's not Tank, in my opinion, in my big old head of opinions, I think that if it's not Tank Davis, then it has to probably be a guy that Tank Davis fought, in my opinion, because I think after when Tank get out, I feel like, in my personal opinion, Tank should be running to fight Shakur Stevenson as of now because Tank is losing years. Tank is losing years. He keep getting in trouble. I don't know if he gonna ever stop getting in trouble, guys. I don't know. He probably got some form of CTE. I don't think he's ever gonna stop getting in trouble. So I think that he has to bank off this next fight that he gets. The next fight that Tank Davis is involved in, it has to be a mega fight. A mega fight. Do you hear me? It has to be, and I think him and Shakur is that mega fight. The trash talk and the press conference leading up is going to be crazy. That's what I think Shakur should be next. There. But if some, by no grace of God or no miracle, can save Tank from this current situation he in, right? Then I think that the next best thing is fight somebody that he fought and he almost, I think that was Frank Roach that he almost lost to, right? With the Vaseline in his eyes. That's the next best thing. Because then it'll help you prepare yourself because Frank almost beat him. So whatever Frank got was formidable enough to put his back against the wall. So that's where my head is. I'm thinking Frank Roach next for Shakur. Conor Benn could keep moving with that blonde hair. He can just keep on walking off into this damn sunset because, man, I don't even want to get started on his wacky ass. But shout out to Shakur, man. Still a champion. Well, a new champion now in 4 different weight classes. Great fighter. Where does he stand pound for pound? He's probably 4 behind the Japanese dude, the Monster, and whatever the hell his name, the Monster. I don't really like his game neither. And usage up there, and then you probably got Shakur, and you probably got Bam. Then Bam's there because I love Bam. That's my guy too. Bam Bam's so nice. Bam's so nice at his weight, bro. At his weight class, Bam nice. So yeah, but we'll talk more boxing on the channel as we grow. We probably turn this bitch to a boxing channel. Honestly, I'm getting tired of talking about messy ass shit. But all right, man, y'all like, comment, and subscribe.